Hey everybody, this is Chris. Today we're going to talk about my crash with the Autel Evo 2. What happened in that crash? We're going to talk about what happened after that crash in my dealings with Autel. They've been very pleasant, so we're going to discuss that. I also want to touch base on two other things. One, line of sight flight. We're going to touch base on that real quick and my thoughts on it, and hopefully nip that one in the bud. And also we are going to touch base on 107 certified pilots. Congratulations to all of you, but man, does that build some serious douchebags. So we're going to talk about that as well. So watch the video, enjoy, and we'll see you after the intro. Okay, so I had the crash, and I'm going to show, thanks to a now friend, Steve, who put it together in slow motion, zoomed in, and you will clearly see what happened here. And I had previously, before publishing my crash, I did watch it in slow motion and everything. I should have put that in the first video, because clearly people aren't getting it. I think it's very clear in that video, but people like to skip that 10-second mark and continue fast forwarding through a video because I'm so boring. But in reality, they just want to see the crash. But I replayed it and zoomed in on it, and you can clearly hear it. So with what Steve created and shared with me, I'm going to put here in this video for you to see. I fly, I launch, and I punch it. And then I cut to the left, 10 feet above the trees. Then what I do is I lower off on the stick to where I'm at what I think is going to be idle. And all you see is the quad descends fast. It goes at a quick descent. It's still running. The motors are still running. Then you see it hit the branch, and you can hear it do its, when you know what props sound like when they hit a branch. It ring, makes that little buzz noise. But that's what you're hearing in that video. So I'm going to crank the volume up on it. You crank the volume up on your end. I'm doing it in editing. So you can clearly hear it flew, I stopped, and it was still idling, falling, and then hit the branch. So there's two theories here. I have one, Autel has one. And I'm open to hearing, if it's a battery issue or something like that, but I have my theory, and I feel very firm on it. And it's not because I launched at 15%. It kind of is because I'm blaming it on Autel. And there's been lots of comments, just I think based off of my thumbnail and title, and it's just people that just want to be angry and call you a moron, instantly say, oh, it's 100% pilot error, like it's fact. They know everything, but they did not watch the video, or they clearly didn't pay attention. But yeah, it's not something I advise. Do not launch at 15%, okay? I will. I'll do it with any one of my quads except this one right here. I've done it a zillion times. You're out there flying, you're creating content for your channel, Oh, I forgot this shot. I want to try this real quick. It's only going to take 2 minutes. 15% battery, launching it, coming back an easy under 2 minutes. I can do that with any of my quads. I've done it a zillion times. I will never do it again with this. I can tell you that. And I'll tell you my theory on that. First off, I've had some dealings with Autel. Great customer service. They're pretty much stuck on the fact that it was the battery. They think maybe the battery ejected. Clearly the battery was still intact because you hear it running as it's descending and hitting the branch. The battery ejected after it made impact. So that is not the issue there. I have seen enough cases so far since releasing my crash video. I've seen enough cases with the Evo 2 and 1 where right around 15% it does the exact same thing. Exact same thing. I haven't seen all of them, but enough people have confirmed that they've had the exact same problem. Some have shared it with me and have video on it. I encourage everybody, if you ever have an issue like that, any kind of crash whatsoever, where you think it could be something with the manufacturer, make sure you share it, especially if you are a reviewer. It's your job to share it. Don't hide it. So many people just hide stuff. Good or bad, I love this quad. Love this quad. Good or bad, I'm going to share it. You got to bring awareness. So that's all I was doing in publishing that video. That was my only purpose in that. It wasn't to get views. It wasn't to get subscribers. It wasn't to get everybody's pity. And it certainly wasn't to get the trolls that I got from that damn official Autel owners group. The worst Facebook group for trolls. Let me tell you what. Respect to the admins, but gotta weed out some of these people and put them in their place because they're out of control in your group. So much to where I've had to block some of them. One of them's following me around in any group I'm in, and he's joining them just so he can set his little attack, I guess. But I've blocked him, and he can't see me unless he's on a fake account. But anyhow, put that drama aside. This was not a complete power loss. It was not a complete power loss to where it shut off. It was a complete power loss to where it went down to, below a hover. It went more to an idle and it went down fast. It was not because I canceled out a return to home. It was not because I launched at 15%, other than the fact that I think they have their parameters off. DJI, I'll use that as an example. I'm not saying DJI is better than Autel. I'm not threatening any of you guys that own Autels. That's another big thing. I'm not a fanboy of one thing. I'm open. I like all kinds of quads, just so they work and I enjoy them, just so they meet up to their value. So I love this quad, and many of you know the sentimental reasons behind it. Gift from my mom for my birthday. She passed away a day before I got it, and that was 2 days before my birthday. So it's been a sad situation I've had so far with this quad, not because of the crash, because of the interaction with people in that, mainly that one Autel group. The other Autel groups are great. Made a lot of friends, got some subscribers, interacting with people like normal adults, but that one group just has some complete trolls. Anyhow, if you go in as a programmer and you're setting up the firmware for a quad, what DJI has done is you get down to 0%. I don't advise that. I've done it. I do not advise it. I'm just saying. I know all the rules of batteries, battery management and all that, so you don't need to go there with me. But if you go down to 0%, you still have reserve. The Mavic Air 2, I flew that at 0%. I got distance greedy. It was 100% my fault. Came back, the wind was not in my favor. It shifted. It was not the same as when I took off. I did not have enough battery to get where I wanted to be. I hit 0% a good while before I even made it to where I was trying to land. I flew on that 0% for a good while, and then I sucked it dry and it fell from the sky. That's the only other time I've had a quad fall from the sky. 100% my fault. I will own that all day long. That was me. But there was nothing I could do. I got greedy and it was too late, and you just had to do what you could do at that point. I just got it above land and let it fall when it fell. But the point is, DJI puts that little buffer in there. So what you see when you're flying the Autel, what you see on your app at 15%, I guarantee you it's less than 15%. So something like me punching it and then cutting off to the side, maybe that was a shock to the cells in the battery, did something with the power. It did not shut down the safety circuit, but obviously something happened with the power there to where it couldn't hold itself up. It's a heavy quad. It's a big bulky quad, but when I let off the stick, it should stay at idle. I did not pull down on the sticks. Even if I pulled down on the sticks, it wouldn't have gone down as fast as what you saw. It wasn't anything like that. I swear, unless somebody can sell me on something different, and you watch that clip, they're off on their battery parameters. So, a good example. If we see 15% on our app, in reality, Autel should have it be about 20–25%. And that will give you the buffer, the little extra meat on the bone, if you will, if you are like me and you push things. I know what that does when you bring a battery down real low. I know it's not good for a battery. I pay for my batteries. It's my problem. It's something I'm very well aware of, but I have not had an issue with any of my other quads. So I will not do that again on this one until I see anything different that they've done to where the value that we're seeing has some sort of a reserve. There is no reserve in its current state. Seen enough to know that based on mine and the others that have told me and showed me, that I feel very secure in saying that was the issue in this case. So you can watch the video one more time in slow motion, zoomed in real good, and I think it is extremely clear. This was not because I canceled return to home. That is an easy one to write off if you watch and listen. The battery did not eject. Nowhere in the video do you see a battery falling out of it. You hear it still running as it descends. If that's Autel's final decision, that is fine. I don't care. All I wanted to do was bring awareness. I have an arm. I'm doing it myself. I've told them I do not want to send it in. I don't want them to take care of it under warranty. That's why you also have insurance. If this was a total loss, good old State Farm is there. I don't need them to do anything for me. I do this for people all the time. I work on drones almost every day of the week for other people. I repair tons of them. I'm more than capable of this, and it gives me the opportunity to share it with you, make content on my channel of how to replace an arm, share it with you. That's what it's all about. So my whole thing is I wanted Autel to recognize it, just see what they thought out of curiosity, but they're just not seeing the fact that it was still running. So, but still, great customer service. More than happy to take care of it for me. I'm not a fan of sending my quad off. I like to be the one inside there. I like to see what's going on. I feel better when I know I did it. So that's just me. So after the crash, all great experience. And watch the crash real quick right now, and then I'll get into these other things I want to touch base on, which is flying line of sight and what I found out about 107 certified pilots. So watch the crash, and you tell me what you think after seeing that. Okay, so make your own opinion based off that. But I advise you, watch it and listen, because I think it's extremely clear as to what happened. All opinions are welcome. Just be an adult. Don't be a douchebag and come in guns a-blazing. That never ends well. So chances are you're going to end up just, if you push it too far, you're going to end up getting blocked anyhow. So just be a big boy. Talk like a big boy. Leave your comment, whatever. But on to the FAA flying line of sight. This is another thing. I just want to nip it in the bud. I go into these groups. I show a video. All these beautiful sceneries, everything. It's perfectly fine. Then you make another video of pretty much the same thing. And you put your screen recording up there, and then they see the distance you're flying. All of a sudden, the drone police come out. Don't preach to me about flying line of sight. I know that's the rule. I am not stupid. I have a lot of quads. I have a YouTube channel. You do what you want. I'm not going to preach to you. I'm going to do what I want. Where I'm flying, out in Bigfoot country, over the water, over the trees. No, I'm not flying right over top of the houses and everything all the time. Sure, I do go over property sometimes, but point is, I'm not harming anybody. I'm not flying over a city. I'm not flying over people's homes in their backyards where their kids are playing. I'm not flying over busy streets or anything like that. So I'm not saying 107 line of sight does not apply to me. I'm just saying I am using reasonable judgment and I am being safe in the way that I fly. So FAA line of sight rule, kiss my ass. I don't want to hear it. I am watching all these videos out there, and a majority of them, there's no way you are flying line of sight. And fine, as long as you are practicing safe flight. All of us are looking down at our screens anyhow. We're not looking at the quad. So there's a little loophole there with line of sight. There's also other loopholes, which I'm not going to get that deep into it, but exactly what line of sight is. There's also little loopholes you could technically say there. So who are the ones that really try to nail you on this and just come and make a mockery on your video, like this video here in the comments, or when you publish your video in a Facebook group? Who are the ones that piss on that post? 107 certified pilots. I'm not saying this does not go towards all 107 certified pilots. Please do not get offended. You know who you are. It's the ones that think that that certification came with a badge. It didn't. You're not Barney Fife. Stop acting like it. I know I'm not flying line of sight. You don't have to come in there and preach to me. You're not my keeper. I'm not trying to be some cool guy saying, look how far I went. I'm flying in a safe manner. Keep it to yourself. I don't need to hear it. Nobody else needs to hear it either. If they're flying and it's reckless, whatever, and you're reporting everything you see, every video you see, you're reporting all this to the FAA, you are the problem. You're the problem. Because what's the FAA going to do? The FAA is going to just pacify it. They're going to be like, we're so sick and tired of this. We're swamped with all these little tattletales. And that's when they take action. It's not because of me flying over trees in Bigfoot country where there's absolutely nothing around me. Not even planes flying overhead at low altitude. So you're the problem. This is the type that comes in and trolls in these groups, especially this official Autel owners group. These are the types that come and trash us on our channels, and I'm sick of it. I am sick of it. Congratulations. You are 107 certified. All of you, really, congratulations. That is a big achievement. You pay a lot of money for that. You take a test. That's a big achievement. I hope everybody is doing well with that and making money. I hope you are able to transfer into doing it full time, and that is your job, something you really enjoy. But those of you who think it comes with a badge, shut the hell up. I don't want to hear you. You don't need to come and tell me I am not flying line of sight. I know it. I'm not. I'm not going against FAA saying your rules don't apply to me. I'm telling FAA, kiss my ass, I'm flying safe. That's that. And they could give a shit. So leave it at that. Leave it at that. It's not your job. The other thing, with these 107 certified pilots thinking they, have a badge, the Barney Fifes out there. I guarantee you, before you got the certification, you were doing the same thing. You just think now you are of a higher caliber because you paid good money to get that certification. You studied, you passed the test, and you get waivers to fly out of line of sight. You get waivers to fly and do things that we aren't supposed to do. So you think you're special. That's what the whole key is right there. That's the profile of the trolls in these groups, the Bobbies and everybody out there. I say Bobby because you know who you are, but those are the ones that are a problem. Those are the ones that have made this completely miserable for me to share a video. This is a quad I care a lot about, a lot of sentimental reasons or attachments to it. Means a lot to me, a little bit of emotion in it with me, and then you have to come along and be the person you are. So we're going to end it on that note and just say I took off at 15%. It wasn't a smart thing to do with this quad. Hopefully in the future, that is something I can do safely. We're also going to say, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell for future content and notification. And guys, please go out there and be kind. This world is so screwed up. This country is so screwed up. Everybody is just ready to attack. Everybody is angry. It's just such an ugly place to be when it comes to people and how they act and interact. I have never in my life seen it like this, and it's just sad. So if you take anything from this video, just take being kind. Go out there, be kind. Leave nice comments. Don't be a troll. Don't be a problem in the system with the FAA. Worry about yourself. That's all I'm saying. So with that said, peace and love.